Hey everybody, how you doing? I just kind of felt led to share something with you guys, and this is really towards the men out there who are fathers and are doing app-based gigs like Instacart, Uber Eats, Lyft, Caviar, DoorDash, Grubhub, and some of the other ones. And this has been on my heart for a long time, but I just keep feeling like the Lord is tugging me to share this with you guys. And I know especially, doing app-based gigs may not seem like a regular job to some people. It just may seem like a side gig. And for some people, it is a side gig. However, I know that some people may have lost their jobs. Now, I'm talking about the men right now. I just feel like to share this with men. And especially if you have a family or you're married or have a significant other and you have children, there's a lot of pressure to make sure that you're bringing home the bacon and you're bringing home income. And some of you guys probably had good jobs at one point, or maybe some of you have degrees and you may feel like, okay, I'm doing this, but you're feeling like this is like beneath you. And some of you guys are out there really are like hard workers and you're out there driving, you're grinding, you're trying to make that money, but it just kind of feels like you are coming up short, or maybe perhaps your spouse or significant other, whoever, may not be as appreciative of you working hard while you're out there driving because you're not home that much. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys to know that what you're doing is not in vain, and especially when you are the sole provider of your family and you find yourself working maybe like 50, 70, 80 hours a week out there on the road and you're trying to get a job, you're applying, either you're overqualified or underqualified, or it's something that's blocking you from getting the job that you want, or it's not enough hours, or the pay is not that great, or it's something, or the hours may not be as efficient for what you want to be able to take care of your family or to spend time with your family. So you're kind of in a situation where, okay, should I continue to drive? Should I continue to hustle out there, on these side gigs, or should I really try to get any kind of job? And I know that especially for some of you men out there who have been doing this for a while, maybe you don't have insurance anymore as far as health insurance, and you need to provide for your family. And so also one thing that the Lord was showing me was that there are some men out there who feel inadequate, or they feel let down by their spouse, like their girlfriend or their wife, because they're out there on the road all the time. And she's probably complaining about you not being home enough, or you're not quite making enough, even though you're trying your best. And maybe this is a side gig for you while you're out there driving or delivering groceries or food or whatever. And maybe you're being picked on by your spouse or your significant other because, they see it as like you're not really working. And, you're trying to do your best to provide and things like that, or you're always coming home to an argument, or there's always some kind of drama. So for you, it's like a retreat for you when you're out there on the road, because you don't have to come home and dealing with that drama. And so, but the Lord just wanted me to share that with you, just to let you know that you are doing a good job. And even though times are hard for a lot of people, and especially when you're out there on the road driving, you're driving passengers, or you're delivering groceries, or you're delivering food, it may feel like, okay, this is what I'm doing for a living, and I feel like I'm not doing enough for my family, or I'm not living up to my potential as a father or as a husband or whatever. And so don't feel bad, y'all, because I see a lot of men out there grinding, and they're trying their best. And it's unfortunate that you have people that look at you like you're not doing good enough, or that what you're doing is not, good enough. And so, especially if you're married or in a relationship or partnership with a significant other, and, you're doing this type of work, you're doing app-based gigs, they may feel like you're not home a lot and you're always out on the road working. But you're thinking, okay, well, if I don't work, they don't eat, or we don't eat, or whatever. And maybe your wife or whoever does have, or girlfriend does have a job, but, both income combined with with yours and hers, pretty much breaks even for you guys. And so, but you kind of feel like, all right, well, I'm trying, but I'm tired. trust me, like I understand like where you guys are coming from. I'm not a man or anything, but I'm just saying, like, as coming from like a standpoint of knowing how it is to be a parent and trying your best to provide for your family. And, I'm a single mother, but, I do this full time, but I know how it is, especially when people are looking at you like, well, why don't you just get like a regular job? And sometimes I get nasty comments on my channel when people say stuff like that, but you don't know the whole story. And so I'm not going to go into all that and try to break that down, because that has nothing to do with them or to do with anybody really. But nobody knows your story like you do. And especially, like, I know, like, I've talked to some guys and I've seen their stories. I post like when they post them, and it's kind of like, all right, they're kind of concerned about how they're going to provide and how they're going to do this and that, and they're trying to get a job and they're trying to make it work, and sometimes things don't go as well as they want, and now they're just looking at other alternatives to be able to make money legally, of course, and they start driving, doing Uber or Lyft, or they start doing Postmates or Grubhub or whatever, and it's kind of like, all right, well, you're starting to realize that maybe this isn't like quite for you, and you might not feel like you're appreciated. And so just to summarize this up and just to close it down, is that a lot of people have fallen on hard times, and so you probably got people out there that have master's degrees that are delivering groceries or delivering pizzas and stuff, and I know that maybe at one point in your life you were doing very good, and now you're just like, okay, what am I going to do now? Just do the best that you can while you're out there, and remember why you're doing it. And if you are one of those people where you drive a lot and that's spending enough time for your family, just trying to find ways to cut down on the hours or schedule certain days and times to go out with your family, hang out with them and stuff. And I understand, like, there's nothing worse to come home to a nagging wife or nagging girlfriend and stuff. And so you kind of find yourself working all the time just to prevent yourself from going home, and stuff. But just know that what you guys are doing is not in vain. And even though to some people doing an app-based gig is not a job, but you working, you bringing home money, you pay your taxes, it's a job. And, and I'm just trusting God for you guys that something else better will come along for you to be able to take care of what you got to take care of. And some of you guys are doing this because, you're able to get off the clock when you want, and maybe you're able to go pick up the kids from school or drop them off places or pick them up from practice or whatever. And so you're able to accommodate that for your family while your wife or your girlfriend's at work or something. And so, that there's always some good in it and stuff like that. And so definitely some of you guys are doing it because you have to have a roof over your head. You need a car, just stuff like that. And so I just wanted to tell y'all to keep holding it down, keep your head up, and trust that God has something better for you. And however long you have to do this for whatever season, just continue to do what you do in this season, and just know that there's something greater ahead, and that what you're doing is not for nothing, that you are you are the provider, but don't feel bad because this is something that you're doing for a living, because I'm sure something else will better come along down the road. And so some of these app-based gigs is just like a stepping stone for a better job or a better career, and this may not be something that you'll be doing for the rest of your life. And so be encouraged. God bless y'all.